What's going on, guys? Antonio here. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up for me. Let's get into it. All right, so apparently we've been hoodwinked and bamboozled. This was all a social media play. Jess Hilarious is officially joining the Breakfast Club. Now, what do I mean? If you've been following Jess Hilarious's career, she was one of these comedians that started doing like short videos on Instagram and stuff. It was people like her, obviously Country Wayne. Country Wayne is somebody that I think about who she used to date. I'll get into that in a second. But you got Country Wayne. You had a guy named 22 Savage who now goes by Funny Mike. There was a guy 22 Savage that was doing little skits and stuff. There was the Boot Gang guy who he turned his life over to the Lord. He's not doing crazy skits and comedy anymore. And then Fat Boy SSC, and there was a couple of guys like Ryan Davis who would do social commentary and comedy on his. Ryan Davis blew up. He ended up on Curb Your Enthusiasm and several other shows because of his how big he got just posting clips on Instagram and Facebook. So the social media thing was where I first saw Jess Hilarious. And I got to be honest, I've never found Jess Hilarious to be funny. I got to be honest about that. But I've seen her on different podcasts and interviews, and when she does that space, she's really good. And so when she started, Angela Yee left the Breakfast Club like a year ago, and they started doing the rotating guest host thing. But they had, there were a couple people that kept coming back, and Jess Hilarious was one of these people. Now, it looked like, her and Charlamagne have a good relationship. She's in business with Charlamagne. Her podcast is signed through Charlamagne's Black Effect podcast network. I know he had Willie D and Scarface from the Ghetto Boys signed, although I think Willie D's doing his podcast through there now because him and Scarface fell out. Anyway, but Willie D, I think, is still under contract through Charlamagne, but the Ghetto Boys podcast is not existing until Willie D and Scarface make up. But Jess Hilarious' podcast is still through Charlamagne's network. Last year, they kept saying, we have an imminent signing, blah, blah, blah. And Jess Hilarious was doing a comedy show. This was right before Christmas last year. And she got on stage and she was, somebody had the camera phone out and they were filming it. And she was like, I just want to, thank all my fans, all this kind of stuff. I just want to make the announcement. I am officially joining the Breakfast Club. Everybody went crazy. They clapping, woo, 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 all this kind of stuff's going. So at that point, everybody's like, wow, congratulations. Okay. And then a couple weeks went by. We go into the new year. We about to go into February. She still ain't been there, right? So the other day, DJ Envy and Charlamagne were having a discussion about, is SZA this generation's Mary J. Blige? And they were comparing, it's like, we think, SZA is the Mary J. Blige for this current generation of music singers. And Jess Hilarious put something out and she was dissing DJ Envy and Charlamagne. Everybody's like, whoa, what's going on there? And it got picked up by all the blogs. It got picked up Shade Room, Baller Alert, Hollywood Unlocked. Everybody was like, wow, wait a minute, I thought she was about to be their coworker. Why is she dissing them? So then Charlamagne is walking out of the Power 105 studios where the Breakfast Club is broadcast, right? So he's coming out. TMZ had a reporter out there waiting on him. Hey, Charlamagne, what's going on? Jess Hilarious just says he's like, I don't know, man. We haven't actually hired anybody to be the co-host. Now, remember, she had already told you guys before Christmas that she has officially been hired as the new co-host for the Breakfast Club, right? But it's been over a month and something and she still ain't pulled up. So everybody's like, whoa, what's going on? So then you got a slew of people that started making commentary videos. Poetic Flacco, which I've subscribed to his channel. Poetic Flacco says something about Jess Hilarious fumbled the bag. DJ Academics, who him and Jess Hilarious have been going at it for over a year. He went at it. Corey Holcomb from the 5150 show is a notorious Jess Hilarious op. Because he had made some comments. She made those pictures a few years ago that went viral of her with her baby son, and a lot of people were like, why is she dressed like that with her baby? And it was weird stuff. And Corey Holcomb made some commentary on her, and they have never been cool ever since, even though they played a few shows together. But he was the one that named her Less Hilarious, which is the name that DJ Academics also uses, because she said a lot of disparaging things about him on the air. And this is weird for me because Charlamagne and DJ Academics were cool. DJ Academics always referred to Charlamagne as a mentor of his. And then over the last year, certain things happen, and you can see that the relationship between Academics and Charlamagne is not what it was. So like I said, Jess is signed to his podcast network. So it seems strange that she wasn't there. And after she officially announced on stage that she was joining the show. Okay. Like I said, and Charlamagne played very coy when he was asked by TMZ what happened to Jess Hilarious. So they just dropped this video. About 3 hours ago, it looks like, right? As you see, to whom it may concern, CC Jess Hilarious. So at the beginning, you see Jess Hilarious is in the middle. She's on the throne, and Charlamagne and DJ Envy. So this was all the social media clout thing. This was fake. So it sounds like when she dissed them so that it would go viral in the blogs. They just did it to get free press because everybody talked about it. And Country Wayne was on the Shannon Sharp podcast, Club Shay Shay, and he mentioned the fact that, she can't do an interview without me, which I'm going to be honest, when she has done a few interviews, she's mentioned Country Wayne several times. They've been broke up for 5 years by his own admission. He said, we ain't been together in 5 years, and she go on these interviews and she keep it. I remember they called him on the air on the Breakfast Club a couple years ago. It was crazy. And, but he's right. He's like, she can't, he said, I never talk bad about her or say anything about her. He said, I bought her a house and she can't do an interview without mentioning my name. The whole thing. So he even told, after she did the Cam Newton thing last year, he even said he reached out to her and he was like, Jess, you got to get more going on in your career than just talking about me. But like I said, there's a lot of people about to respond to this because the official date, according to this video, is Jess Hilarious will start on the Breakfast Club on February 5th. So, like I said, this sounds like this is an ultimate finesse that they pretended like the deal was in place and then they backed out of it. And then obviously, like I said, this was just done to get, which I'm talking about it. And I see several other people are posting that, they tricked us, Jess Hilarious. So at the end of this video, they put the start date, February the 5th. So she is starting in just a few days officially. And like I said, you see it right there in the middle between Charlamagne and DJ Envy. She is there. Jess Hilarious is officially a part of the Breakfast Club after they tricked us. So there you go. Get in the comments, Facebook, Instagram. I'm on Threads. I'm on X, all at Ikari Press. IkariPress.com will take you to my book, Brand. It's issue 2. If you guys are into comic books, check it out. We got some links on there where you can read some free stuff. I'm out.